Football Manager content on YouTube has changed loads over the last few years. Once upon a time, lengthy Let's Play career series where creators uploaded daily episodes following a single save over many seasons, like Non-League to Legend or my current Pentagon series, were the bread and butter of the community. Now, these long-term saves are struggling to get views, don't I know it, with viewers seeming to prefer fresh, fast-paced content like one-off challenges, experiments, and simulations that deliver a full story or unique outcome in a single video. In this video, we're going to explore why long-term saves on FM24 are becoming less popular on YouTube. We're going to compare viewership trends between traditional series and newer style videos, examine what prominent FM YouTubers, like this guy, are saying about the shift, and consider how it's affecting the broader Football Manager community, including how you play the game. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, like the video to show me that you want to see more stuff like this, and let me know down in the comments what your favourite type of Football Manager content to watch is, and if that's changed over the years. But as far as YouTube goes, the numbers tell a clear story. Traditional daily Let's Play series are attracting far fewer views and especially new viewers than they did a few years ago. Meanwhile, channels focusing on one-off challenges or unique simulations are surging. I have some key trends that support that data. I've done research and everything for this video. Channels built on long-term career series have seen their growth plateau. I know this very much firsthand. We'll use this channel as an example. I've got 194,000 subscribers, and over the last 3 months, we've added less than 1,000 new subscribers. My daily Pentagon videos often only get around 5 to 10,000 views each, a small fraction of that total sub count, and I'm not alone. There's apparently some guy called Walk the Space or something like that, with around 214,000 subs, who also focuses on Let's Plays, and a quick look at TubeBuddy shows me that his growth has pretty much ground to a halt this year too. And it's fair to say that for both of us, our peak in popularity was a few years ago when Let's Play series were the main FM content format. Creators who pivoted to challenges and one-off videos are now the ones leading in views and subscribers. There's some American guy, for example, who rarely does traditional series because he's not very good at the game, I imagine, and instead produces experiments, tutorials, and what-if simulations, and his channel has exploded to over 400,000 subs, and he's gained more subscribers in the last month than I have all year. Others following this trend include Tim FM, who largely does short challenges and guides, and is now at 247,000 subs, gaining more in the last month than even Zealand did, and Omega Luke's dad's son, who makes rebuilds and versus challenges with his dad, now has around 168,000 subs, up from 160,000 in March. All of those channels are still growing steadily, indicating strong viewer interest. One thing we've known since the early days of FM on YouTube is that daily episodic content often sees diminishing returns as a series progresses. Again, using me as an example, mid-series episodes of the Pentagon pull only around 6,000 to 8,000 views each, meaning barely 5% of my subscribers click on those videos. In contrast, when I upload a one-off or special topic video, the difference is huge. I recently did a video titled "Why Do Football Manager Devs Keep Ignoring Us?", which was a standalone commentary on FM24's current state, which is currently sitting at over 35,000 views, over 4 times the views of a typical Let's Play episode. And that pattern holds widely across the channel and across the year. One-off experiment videos or dramatic challenges often become a creator's most viewed content, whereas a long-term saves later episodes mostly draw only the core fan base. The big difference and the big challenge we're facing now, though, is that we're now in a world where there hasn't been a new Football Manager game in over 18 months, and most of us are on our 6th or 7th Let's Play series of this cycle, and there's only so many ways you can present daily episodes of a long-term FM save without going over old ground. For the decade or so that FM content has been a thing, Let's Plays have always been kept fresh by the new game coming out each year. When a game's shiny and new, viewers want to see the ins and outs of the playthrough in detail. They're still learning the game themselves and can often pick up ideas for their own saves from Let's Play episodes or streams. But now we're in a world where everybody knows FM24 inside out. There are no new tactics, no new game mechanics. There's no new hidden things that we didn't know about before. We can't use the game as a crutch anymore and have to rely on story as the main driver behind somebody watching a video. And it's a lot easier to tell a compelling story when you're covering 5 seasons in 15 minutes and just picking out the key moments from those 5 years than it is making 30 episodes over the course of a month to tell the story of those same 5 seasons. Sometimes there just isn't an exciting hook for an episode and you're just literally playing some matches, which is fine when the game itself is new and just playing matches is interesting, but less so when everybody has seen it all before. And all of that underscores a major point. Whether it's as a result of last year's game being cancelled, or creators trying new things, or maybe a combination of the two, audience habits on YouTube have changed. Fewer viewers are committing to watching multi-episode series over weeks or months. Instead, they flock to videos that deliver an entire narrative or an interesting result in one sitting. In the Football Manager YouTube scene, creative challenges and season-in-one video saves are nothing new. They've been around as long as Let's Play videos have, but in recent years, they've become kind of the dominant format. Creators are inventing quirky scenarios or extreme rules and wrapping them up in tightly edited videos. Some popular examples of these new formats include, and I have prepared a list, a lot of videos that now focus on rebuild challenges, basically taking a fallen giant from ruins to glory within a few seasons or other such constraints. For example, Omega Luke has branded his channel as the home of Football Manager rebuilds and versus challenges. One of his series had him and his dad race to see who can get a team from non-league to the Premier League first, a self-contained story that viewers can jump into without needing 50 prior episodes. And these concepts tend to attract casual viewers because they promise a clear, interesting outcome. We've got creators like Tom FM and Crew who've experimented with condensing entire saves into one video. As one fan on Reddit noted, Crew's 1 season per video format keeps things from getting boring and still provides a narrative payoff. By not stretching content over dozens of episodes, each video feels more substantial and satisfying. For example, a video titled "I took over so-and-so team for 5 seasons, here's what happened" has broad appeal. Even non-subscribers might click out of curiosity, driving up the views. Another thriving category is experiments, often led by creators like Clates and Tom. These videos answer interesting hypotheticals using FM's simulation engine, like "I put the best wonder kids on one team for 10 years, or what if we remove the offside rule?" They're essentially one-off experiments rather than ongoing saves, and viewers love these because they're fun and don't require deep knowledge of a save's backstory. Zealand's channel, which is heavy on this kind of content, illustrates the success. He posts, 1 or 2 videos a week? Each very carefully planned and routinely racks up tens of thousands of views per video. This strategic focus has helped him roughly double the subscriber count of the more traditional Football Manager YouTubers. Some videos also combine narrative with tutorial elements or storytelling. For example, a creator might do the Moneyball challenge, where they manage a club using only data analytics, and along the way, the video also teaches the viewer about the Moneyball approach. These standalone stories with a lesson embedded in them tend to perform quite well, since they offer value beyond just entertainment. And the common thread in all of the above is high concept and concise delivery. By wrapping a whole idea or challenge into a single video or a very limited series, creators capture the viewer's interest quickly and keep them engaged. There's no commitment to follow up with daily uploads. You get the setup and payoff all in one go, much like with a short film. And this is exactly what the YouTube algorithm currently rewards, which brings us to the question, why did this shift happen and what are content creators saying about it? Because it's not just viewers who grew weary of the traditional long-term save format. The creators themselves have taken notice and adapted. Many prominent FM YouTubers have openly or implicitly acknowledged that the classic Let's Play formula isn't sustainable on YouTube anymore. The YouTube algorithm has increasingly favoured videos with strong click-through and watch time, which tends to be one-off content. A lengthy series, like episode 37 of a save, appeals to far fewer people, so YouTube stops recommending it widely. And this isn't just an FM issue. One Reddit user commented about this trend, saying YouTube algorithms forced everyone in the gaming community to make 20-minute videos with fast cuts. I'm genuinely sad and upset about Let's Play channels dying, with creators switching switching to Twitch. And that sentiment captures how many in the community feel. The era of slowly unfolding 100-episode series has been undercut by a system that favours quick, self-contained content. Creators see the writing on the wall in their analytics as well. Fewer new viewers stick around for episode 2, 3, 30, etc. So they've adjusted course accordingly. Because running a daily series is a serious grind, and not just for the viewers. Creators can often burn out producing and editing videos every single day, especially when growth stagnates, and a number of Let's Play creators, both in and outside of FM, have drastically reduced their YouTube output in recent years. Adapting to the new style would mean rethinking everything. Format, editing, pacing, essentially an entirely new job. And for some creators, especially those who aren't doing this for a living, it's just not worth the stress. Many creators are unwilling to pour dozens of hours per week into a series that fewer people watch, especially when alternative content can reach more people with less grind. It's a well-known phenomenon on YouTube that multi-part series see declining viewership over time. Episode 1, you might get 50,000 views, but by episode 10, you're down to 10,000, etc. And FM series are no exception. Look at Second Yellow Card as an example. He stopped doing YouTube Let's Plays entirely, like 3 years ago. And he now streams his long saves over on Twitch, where he's doing really well, and only uploads summaries or occasional highlights to YouTube. And that's a trend we've seen followed by the likes of Zealand, Clates, etc., etc. This hybrid approach, stream the grind, YouTube the highlights, is becoming more common. It reflects an understanding that the YouTube audience doesn't have the patience for every match of a 15-season career, but they might enjoy a recap of how my 20-year dynasty turned out. In essence, creators are moving the long-form content to live streams, where the commitment is expected by the audience on that platform, and reserving YouTube for punchier content. Another reason cited by creators for moving away from traditional saves is the creative freedom that challenges offer. There was certainly a time, not too many years ago, that every FM YouTuber was doing the same types of series, often using the same overpowered tactics, making them all feel alike. By contrast, coming up with a unique challenge or experiment lets a creator put their own spin on FM content. It's reinvigorating for them and also for their audience. Again, using me as an example, whilst I am still running a long-term save and plan to continue doing so, don't panic, I now sprinkle in videos like I put the best teenagers in the world on one team, or other experiments, and videos like this one, because even as a set in my ways, Let's Play loving old man, I recognise the need to offer something novel, and those videos gain significantly higher engagement than my usual episodes do. I guess I'm slowly buying into the argument that being able to tell a compelling story or answer a curious question in one video is creatively satisfying in a way that uploading match highlights for the 100th time might not be. And at the end of the day, YouTubers have to consider growth and revenue. The viewership trends we've discussed mean that creators likely get more views and thus more ad revenue and subscriber growth from 2 or 3 well-produced one-off videos a week than from 7 daily Let's Play videos. And the numbers back that up. Again, I hate to use him as a positive example, but let's look at Zealand's channel. He'll get, 60, 70, 80,000 views whenever he uploads, compared to me getting maybe 20 or 30,000 views per day, despite me uploading daily and him only uploading a couple of times a week. And that's a huge difference in efficiency. And creators have responded by focusing their effort where the payoff is. It's telling that me, Work the Space, Loki Doki, creators still faithfully doing long series aren't as popular as we once were within the community, even if we've got a loyal core who still enjoy our content. New viewers just aren't finding our channels, which in turn limits channel growth. So even for creators like me who enjoy long-term gameplay, it's hard to ignore that opportunity cost. So to summarise, FM YouTubers have pivoted because the audience and algorithm pushed them to. Long-term saves haven't vanished entirely, but they've become a niche, often relegated to live streams or second channels, while the main YouTube channels emphasise content that's more discoverable and broadly appealing. As another guy on Reddit put it, and by the way, look at me, finally learning how to use Reddit after all these years. When I first got into FM YouTube around FM 15, FM 16, Let's Play series were the most popular, but the nature of FM content has shifted away from this a lot in the last few years. Now, I promised at the start that we'd also look at how this impacts how normal folk play the game, not just content creators. So here goes. I think the decline of long-term save content on YouTube mirrors changes in how the community engages with Football Manager in general. Not just Football Manager content, Football Manager in general. In the past, many players loved sharing detailed updates from their long saves on forums and subreddits, treating them almost like ongoing sagas or manager diaries. I did it myself back in my pre-YouTube days on the old LLM forum on Sports Interactive. And while there are still dedicated folks posting their 20-season journeys, there's a sense that these posts garner a lot less attention now. The community's collective patience for slow burn stories has dwindled in favour of that bite-sized content again. I blame TikTok personally. Even on the Football Manager Games subreddit, users have observed that pure text career update threads and Let's Play style YouTube series get limited engagement today, whereas novel challenges or memes get traction. This aligns with the overall trend. People are more excited to discuss a unique challenge idea than read yet another update of year 15 of my save, here's how I did. The long-running careers updates forums, like those on the official Sports Interactive site, have also seen an activity slowdown compared to their heyday. Simply put, the community's focus in general has shifted. Innovative challenges spark conversation more than routine chronicles do. As long-term sandbox play becomes less prominent publicly, many in the community are experimenting with alternative ways to keep the game fresh. One example of that is the Director of Football game mode, which has grown popular both to play and to watch. In this setup, the player hands over tactical control to an AI manager and instead takes on the role of Director of Football, handling only the transfers, the contracts and the club building, and effectively never actually managing in the matches. It's a big twist on traditional gameplay that naturally yields a story because you're at the mercy of your AI manager's results. This challenge has caught on so much that multiple content creators have done series or videos or built entire channels on it. On Reddit, one user noted there's a couple of YouTube saves I've been watching where they play as the Director of Football and pointed viewers to channels like Clates and Omega Luke. The interest is high enough that fans are clamouring for Sports Interactive to offer an official Director of Football game mode in the game. Similarly, other unusual playstyles like Youth Academy challenges, where you only use your own youth players, financial limitations, or community-created challenges like the Pentagon, like Glory Hunter, are seeing more discussion. And these are often finite, goal-driven challenges, which again is a massive contrast to that endless, open-ended, long-term save. And it is important to recognise that long-term saves aren't completely dead. They've just partly moved platforms. Twitch streaming of FM has become the refuge for the hardcore long save content. Many creators find that the live format works well for lengthy careers because the audience there is looking for a laid-back, interactive experience. Viewers on Twitch are happy to watch a streamer grind through seasons since they can hang out in the chat, ask questions, and it feels more social. Again, using Second Yellow Card as an example because he does it so well, he'll do his 20-season long saves on Twitch and then compile interesting moments or season recaps for YouTube. And that migration means the FM community's long save enthusiasts have somewhat congregated over there on the live platforms, while YouTube serves as the highlight reel or a discussion forum. It's a bit like how TV consumption has split. Long-form TV series are now on the streaming services, and short clips hit YouTube or TikTok, each platform catering to different audience desires. Another subtle impact is on newcomers to the FM community. With YouTube showcasing mostly challenges and experiments, new players might not even realise that the classic 50-season single club odyssey is a beloved way to enjoy FM for some people, because that content just isn't front and centre anymore. Instead, they're introduced to the game through flashy challenges or 10-year simulation videos. This could be contributing to a cycle where fewer people even attempt to play ultra-long saves themselves, since the content that inspired them to play is about shorter-term goals. On the other hand, those who do love the marathon saves might feel a bit less catered to in the content world, sticking to niche forums or making their own fun silently. Football Manager fans have been very good at making their own fun silently over the years. It's a noticeable cultural shift. Football Manager used to be talked about like a long-haul journey, but now it's often talked about in terms of scenarios and experiments, and I wonder how much of that can be explained by the sheer time and effort that goes into playing a full season of FM these days. Go back 20 years to the later Championship Manager games, and you could play through an entire season in an afternoon. But in recent years, the game has become increasingly more complicated, meaning it can take some people weeks just to get through one season, making long-term save practically impossible and leading to people actively looking for ways to speed up the experience, like not actually playing the matches. So to wrap up, the Football Manager content landscape has evolved significantly just through FM24, reflecting broader changes in content consumption. Long-term saves, once the cornerstone of FM YouTube content, have become far less popular, overtaken by snappier one-off videos and creative challenges that better suit the current audience and platform algorithms. We've seen viewership data that underscores the shift. Daily Let's Play episodes draw only a loyal core, while standalone videos attract a much wider audience. We've heard commentary from the community acknowledging that single video challenges are now more popular, and that the old guard of FM YouTubers have to either adapt or fade. And prominent creators themselves, whether through their content strategy or candid discussions, have essentially validated that people have less appetite to follow a drawn-out series on YouTube, especially when they can get a full story in a 20-minute video. For Football Manager fans, this change has both upsides and downsides. On one hand, the variety and creativity in content is greater than ever. There's always a new challenge idea or experiment to watch, keeping the game feeling fresh. On the other hand, those who love the traditional immersive journey might feel nostalgic or underserved as fewer creators invest in slow-paced storytelling. The broader community has certainly noticed fewer long-save narratives being shared, while embracing new playstyles like Director of Football mode or rebuild challenges as the zeitgeist. Which I guess has us all wondering what all this will mean for FM content when we eventually do get a new game. It's going to be interesting, particularly for me, to see if long-term saves make a comeback, with viewers eager to consume every moment of gameplay from the new game, or if content creators just double down on their new successful formats. For now, though, the trend is clear. Short-term storytelling and creative challenges are the winning strategy, while the classic long save has become a niche passion rather than a mainstream attraction. Whether you're a viewer or an aspiring FM content creator, understanding that landscape is crucial. Adaptation has always been key, in Football Manager itself and in the content around it, and the community will no doubt keep evolving with the times. Now, I've just said a lot of words, so it's now your turn. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And I should emphasize again, if I didn't make it clear enough during the meat of the video, my Let's Plays aren't going anywhere. I will, out of that change or fade, I've opted to temporarily fade in the hope that I do make a glorious comeback with FM26. If not, I'll just become a Lego guy and it'll all be fine. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Yeah, we're still doing daily here, boys and girls. And thank you very much for watching.